Welcome back to another episode of the Ice Cream Social. You already know what it is, so let's go ahead and get it kicked off with a little homecoming. So to start off, I told you guys last time we had a video coming out for the Get Your Merch song that we released on Apple iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, all that good stuff. Well, we made a video about it this past weekend, and it is going to be huge. I can't wait to show everybody because I honestly think that it's going to break the internet. Now, it's going to be awkward just trying to find somebody to talk about breaking the internet on my own show. That's going to be kind of weird. But anyways, besides the point, it's going to be fun. It's going to be interactive. Shout out to our partner, Yogurt City. There's indoor shots. There's aerial shots. My man, Hen Dog, was laced with the merch from his hoodie all the way down to his skin. We had that thing going. On top of that, it's Black History Month. The Black Panther movie just came out. And on top of that, Ice Cream Social just released the Black History Month merch. Our melanin t-shirts have sold out in several sizes. If you have not yet done so, go ahead and go to icecreamsocialpodcast.com and get your merch before it sells out. I be trying to tell you guys, man. It's like I'm on here talking to myself. But anyways, we also have other merch available. Some items are sold out. Others are not. You can go on the website. You can check all that out. Follow us on social media. Follow us on Twitter at ICS_podcast. Also follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook, Ice Cream Social Podcast. Make sure you stay up to date with the latest and greatest with us because we have big things coming for 2018. So with that being said, let's go ahead and play the hottest introduction. You dig? Whoa. A cream. Yeah. A cream. Whoa. Ice cream. Ice Cream Social. Yep. We back at it. Cream. Whoa. A cream. Ice cream. Ice Cream Social. Now, what do I have on topic for this week's episode of the Ice Cream Social? And that is, drum roll please, be at peace. Now, that concept might seem very simple, but you guys have known that I've taken simple concepts and I've turned them into something that has been proven to actually be deeper than what it actually sounds like. And that is the case with be at peace. Now, this actually came to me because I was out with my friend. She was in town for work. We went out to eat. We went to the hookah bar, and she was just telling me like, hey, the most important thing in life is just to be at peace. And that just resonated with me because at the end of the day, that's all that we have. We have love and we have being at peace with ourselves. So if we don't have those two things, then what do we truly have? Everything else is expendable. The flashy cars, expendable. Money comes and goes. The big house, the small house, that's expendable. Those things come and go. Those are material items. But being at peace with oneself and to have love for others that are close to you is also important. But we're going to focus on being at peace. So what exactly do I want to touch on with the topic of being at peace? I simply just want to say that find what you want to do in life and go after it, no matter what it is. I've told you guys on the episode before, whether you're an engineer, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're pursuing to be a surgeon, whether you're a lawyer, whatever you're pursuing, go after it and don't worry about the next individual. And the life where social media is dominant, it is so easy for us to look at what other people are doing, what other people are posting, and to get caught up in the here and the now. But in all honesty, that stuff is a facade. Nobody ever posts what truly happens in their life. Nobody ever posts the struggles. Nobody ever post the defeats, the no's, the failures in their life. They only post the successes. And I mean, that could be a psychological thing as well because we want other people to see us doing well. But at the end of the day, just because somebody else is doing well and you're currently in a slump does not mean that your time isn't coming. It does not mean that God isn't preparing your plate. I was actually talking to my buddy back in college and he said this to me and I will never forget it to this day. And he was just like, Armani, you see all these other people with millions of dollars. You see all these other people traveling on private jets. God's done making their plate. God prepared their plate and he created it. And I'm not on here to talk about religion at all. That's not the point of the story is religion. It's just the fact of just being at peace with yourself and just knowing that your time is coming. So with that being said, with the story, he was just like, our time is coming. God is currently preparing our plate. Our plate is in the oven. He just hasn't taken it out the oven. And, we have not peaked yet in life. And that statement just resolute with me just to the next level, because it's very true. In a life where it's all about material items and it's not, on purpose, it's all about just social media, and that's what people post nowadays. It is so easy to get caught up in what the next person is doing. So it's to the point where you just have to be at peace with yourself and be at peace with the process that you're going through. I mean, with me being a recent college graduate, I have a lot of friends that are getting their master's degree. I have friends that are pursuing their law degree. I have friends that are in the process of becoming a doctor. Those things and those challenges, those are stressful. And at times you might want to quit. But at the end of the day, you have to remember why you're doing it and what you want the outcome to be, because those career fields, doctor and lawyer to be specific, because I know people that are pursuing those things, those are impactful careers. You make a difference on a daily basis. So when you see these people that are Instagram celebrities where they just do stupid stuff, that's not for longevity. That stuff is short-lived and it just comes and goes. If you're a doctor, you're going to have money for the long term. And it's not just all about money. Like, you're working your whole life for this. So let me not go on a rant. Let me keep going with what I want to talk about, just being at peace. And that's simply just to say, and this is from the business owner side, the entrepreneurial side, and just the all-around creative side. I know you guys can definitely relate to this, and that is there will always be naysayers and non-believers, but that's because they weren't born with your vision. I had Eric Jones on the show. He was the creator of he is the creator of Like Father, Like Son shoes. And he talked about, his journey as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, and as a creator. And he just said, a lot of people told him that his idea wasn't good, that he should just go to the 9-to-5 life, stuff like that. And when you have naysayers like that, that should honestly add fuel to the fire, because they weren't born with your vision. Everybody is not born the same. Nobody looks the same. I mean, if you have an identical twin, but ideally nobody looks the same. Nobody thinks the same. None of that stuff. So if you're one of those creators and entrepreneurs in the world and you view the world differently and you want to make an impact on the world differently, only you can truly see that vision out. And a lot of people will try to say, oh, your vision, your idea doesn't make sense. Your idea is stupid. I guarantee you when Mark Zuckerberg was starting Facebook, people were probably like, nobody's going to use that. That idea doesn't make any sense. But now look at it. It's the number one used social media site. And then we have Instagram, we have Twitter, Snapchat, YouTube. The list goes on and on of social media. So it all just starts with one person and one idea. And it might seem so foreign to the next individual, but that's because they don't truly see the finished product. Because at the end of the day, I mean, because I'm on the show here to be honest with you guys, at the end of the day, nobody cares about the process. Nobody cares about the starting up of an idea. People only care about, the end result. People only care about the flash and the accolades that come with the end result. And I'm not talking about the entrepreneurs and the CEOs and the business owners and your close friends. These are the naysayers I'm talking about. The naysayers only care about the finished product, because those will be the people later on down the line, whether that's 5 years, 10 years, 25 years, those will be with the people that say, oh, I knew him. Oh, I was cool with him. Those will be the people that try to make that connection later on down the road once you've made it in life. So once you've overcome those naysayers and those people and those non-believers, those will be the very same people that will try to claim that they knew you growing up, and that actually will not be the case at all. I mean, I've had people where the first season of Ice Cream Social, for example, oh man, you only got 20 listens, man. You might as well give up on that. That's not gonna blow up. Like, what are you doing here? And now it's starting to blow up, and now people are like, oh man, it's dope, man. I'm gonna buy some merch. I'm gonna support it, yada yada. It's like, people don't like this. Like I said, I mean, I'm not on here to go for a rant, but people don't care about the process. People just care about the end result. And actually, so with Mark Zuckerberg, I was actually reading this book about the creation of Facebook and everything that Mark Zuckerberg was going through. Yahoo tried to buy out Mark Zuckerberg for like $1 billion, and he turned it down. And his business partners were like, why would you turn down $1 billion? Like, other people outside of that were like, why would you turn down $1 billion? And he was just like, Yahoo doesn't share my same vision for this product. Yahoo will buy it and turn it into whatever they want it to be. So he turned down $1 billion. He truly believed that his idea was worth more than $1 billion, turned it down, and now it's the number one most used social media site in the world. So that just goes to say that nobody truly has the vision like you have a vision. So just be at peace with yourself. If you're creating something, if you're starting something, don't let people try to derail you. Don't let people try to take you off the beaten path and they want you to travel down the journey of a straight line. Success is not a straight line. It's ups and downs, twists and turns, loops and curves. It's all of that and more. And if you're on that beaten path where you're going through all those trials and tribulations, don't let people try to deter you. Don't let people try to take you off your game. Keep going and just be at peace with it. Just understand that there are people that might be their role in your life is to be a naysayer. I mean, I've kind of identified those people along my journey who are just, the negative people, the naysayers, and that's okay because now I know their role in my life. And that should go for every single one of you. For the people that's pursuing wanting to become a doctor, there's going to be people that say, hey, why don't you just quit and become X, Y, and Z? No, if you want to become a doctor, you want to become a surgeon, a pathologist, a pediatrician, whatever, pursue that, man. Just pursue it. So like I said, I'm not on here to go on a rant and I'm not on here to toot my own horn, but I'm going to do it a little bit anyways because I'm going to play you guys a little snippet of the Get Your Merch song because I want you guys to go on all social media platforms, promote it because the video is dropping soon. So here it is right now. Hold on. Don't do it. They done made me get back to my old ways. Oh no. It's Mondo Gang. Yes, sir. We turning up. We cutting up. All 2018. Yeah, I got merch. Get it for 50% off. Try to look trendy. Yeah, I got plenty. Haters gon' envy. Throw away Fendi. Shooter like Jimmy. Yeah, I got merch. Yeah. Get your merch. Hold on. Merch. Yeah, I got merch. Get it for 50% off. Tryna look trendy. Yeah, I got plenty. Haters gon' envy. Throw away Fendi. Shooter like Jimmy. Yeah, I got merch. What they get? Hold on. Merch. Yeah, that is the hottest song out right now, and that was just a snippet of the heat right there. So if you haven't heard that, go on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to this podcast at. It's one of the episodes, and it's actually on YouTube now, so you can search Get Your Merch. Videos coming soon. Like I said, it's the hottest song, so I had to give you guys a little snippet of it just in case you hadn't heard it yet. But let's get back to the topic at hand of being at peace. So one of the questions that I had was, do opinions matter? And honestly, I feel like, and this just isn't my opinion, this is a conglomerate of opinions, and I just combine them all into one summary, basically. So, it's just not all me just talking. Like, I did an actual poll, and I got all these opinions from other people. Certain opinions do matter. However, not all opinions are important, which simply means that, in some cases, depending on what you're going through and depending on what the situation is, to have an outside voice could be important. I mean, I know that when I do these podcasts or I have certain issues come up in my personal life, I talk to my close friends, I talk to close family members, so I can have those outside voices kind of guide me in the right direction. Because at the end of the day, once we feel a certain way, it's very easy for us to do something based solely on our current emotions. So to bring an outside person in can help calm us down and to weather the storm. So when you're going through your journey, it might be so easy to give up and quit. It might be so easy to throw in the towel, throw up the white flag. But that outside person who truly does support you might put that bug in your ear saying, hey, don't worry about it. Keep going. You're not the first person to go through these struggles, and you surely won't be the last. So, like the people say, certain opinions do matter, but other opinions, I mean, they're just not important. So when I talked about the naysayers, when I talked about the non-believers, when I talked about just the negative Nancys in your life, I mean, you can take those opinions for a grain of salt. I mean, I kind of use the phrase, those opinions aren't worth two pennies rubbed together. And it's because they're not. I mean, at the end of the day, you know what's best for you, and only you know what you want to do in life, and you have a general idea of how you want to achieve those goals. So if you have a naysayer, you have a non-believer, you can choose to listen to their opinions, and their opinions might come from a good place, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're important. So just make sure that you're listening to the opinions from close individuals at times when you need it the most, at times when you need to find that inner peace, and for times when you actually need to actually just get a grip on things, and just you need that extra encouragement to not give up and to not quit. I mean, there's been several instances where, you might be going for a job promotion, you don't get the promotion. Somebody else gets it. You might be ready to quit the job, leave the job, and go pursue something else. You might not want to do that. You might want to talk to that extra person. The person that's going to be honest with you and give you their honest opinions, and they might guide you in the right direction. Everybody needs that person or those group of people who serve that purpose in their life, and I truly think that it's very important. I think that it serves a valid reason, and I think that it's important for us to have other voices around us besides our own, because like I said, we can react solely based off of emotion, and that's been proven to not be it's just not a good thing to solely react based off just emotions. It's just not good. To keep it plain and simple, I'm not going to overcomplicate it. I'm just keep it real with you guys. So let's talk about this. Is another question that I had, and is this the popular decision? So basically, are what you doing in your life, whether you're pursuing a higher level education degree, whether it's so easy for people to claim that they're entrepreneurs, or for people to want to be in the spotlight, is this the popular decision? And I don't mean to say don't do it unless it's popular. I'm saying don't do it just because it's popular. Just because something is popular does not mean that's the right thing to do, or it does not mean that that's what's meant for you. I mean, if you're I mean, there's so many different excuses that I can use that they're just escaping me right now. But at the end of the day, the popular decision is not always the best decision. And keeping up with the Joneses is a difficult task, because there are always going to be something new and trendy going on in the world. There's actually a movie out called Keeping Up with the Joneses. And in that movie, there's this family where they come in specifically in this rich neighborhood, and they upgrade everything. So they have brand new cars, brand new TVs, brand new golf clubs, basically so that the neighbors can see it, they like it, they go out and they buy it. And that's called Keeping Up with the Joneses, because there's always something new and trendy going on. That's why you don't want to follow the popular decision, because the popular decisions are always changing. Being popular is a fleeting phrase. People can be popular in their own right. It's been proven. You don't need to always be the star athlete in order to be the most popular kid at your school. You don't need, there's just so many circumstances and situations where you just don't need to keep up with the Joneses anymore. Just pursue what you're passionate about, because truly, if you spend your whole life focusing on what the cool kids, quote unquote cool kids, are doing, you will never be at peace with yourself. You will only be at peace when you are doing what you truly feel is meant for you in life. So if you want to be an NBA player, pursuing basketball is the right choice for you. If you want to be an artist, drawing art, creating art, doing all those things, that's what's best for you. That's what's going to make you happy. If you want to be an accountant, crunching numbers, doing all those things are going to make you happy. Do whatever is going to put you at peace. You don't always have to do what the popular decision is, because popularity, what is popularity? Just because somebody has 10 million followers on Instagram does not mean they're popular. I've seen people with 200 friends on Instagram that have more friends than they can keep track of. And I've seen people on Instagram with 10,000 friends, and they're the most antisocial human beings I've ever met. I'm not going to say stop, but just don't keep up with the Joneses. Just focus on what you're doing and focus on what's best for you. Just be at peace with yourself, because that is what matters. And that's what this episode is all about. That's what we're promoting, is making sure that you guys are happy and making sure that you guys are pursuing what is going to bring the most joy out of your life. And as far as trends go, let's be honest, trends come and go. So if you are always focusing on keeping up with them, then you'll never catch your own wave. It's all about creating your own wave. I could simply, focus on other shows, focus on other podcasts, and Ice Cream Social might not ever been created. But I know that this is what makes me happy. I know I find joy in doing this. I find joy in presenting you guys this information, making sure that when you're driving to work, or you're leaving work, or you're on your lunch break, or you're working out, however you decide, or whenever you decide to listen to the show, that is bringing you guys satisfaction. That makes me happy. That makes me at peace. When people talk to me about the show, I'm at peace when I'm recording the show. I'm at peace. You heard me say on last week's episode, I wish the microphone happy Valentine's Day, because I'm just at peace when I'm doing this. I'm not lying to you guys. So don't create your own wave. Create your own wave. Like I said, nowadays, nobody is a fan of the process. Everybody's always a fan of the end goal. And the one person who I use, because people always, in high school, people always thought, drawing was weird. Creating stuff like that is just weird. And then I look at somebody like Alec Monopoly on Instagram, where he creates all these, the name speaks for itself, Monopoly, all these Monopoly images. And he makes a crap ton of money. And I just think to myself on a daily basis, every time I see him post something, do you think he was the cool kid in high school? Absolutely not. 9 times out of 10 people say he was not the cool kid, but he created his own wave and now he's happy. I assume, this is all based off of assumptions, I assume that he's happy with his life and he's doing what he's truly passionate about. Nobody believes in people's rap careers until they blow up. Everybody hears a new rapper, oh, you just want to be a rapper. You just want to, why don't you pursue something real? But then once that artist blows up, all of a sudden the channel changes to, oh, I knew him, I went to school with him, we were best buddies. That dude might not have known your first name. And then all of a sudden you claim that you're best buddies. I'm not on here to go on a rant, people. I'm just on here to speak the truth. And that's what it is. This is the truth. Don't follow somebody else's wave. Create your own wave and create and do what you are passionate about. So ultimately you are at peace and it doesn't feel like you are working. Do something you love so much where it doesn't even feel like you're working. You're just pursuing your passion and you're waking up, you're going to work because you genuinely love being there and you love what you're doing. So with that being said, we're actually going to go into who broke the internet, and I got a few who broke the internets for this episode. So we're going to start off with the biggest idiot of them all, and she gets the primetime spot, and that's Laura Ingraham. So I'm going to play her clip on her telling LeBron James, yes, the King LeBron James, to shut up and dribble. I'm going to play that clip, and then we will be right back.
NBA superstar LeBron James is talking politics again, and this time it's R-rated. Here's his barely intelligible, not to mention ungrammatical take on President Trump in a new ESPN podcast. There's more gripping insight. ESPN host Carrie Champion asked James and fellow NBA star Kevin Durant about what she described as Trump's racist comments. I'm numb to this commentary, like, must they run their mouths like that? Unfortunately, a lot of kids and some adults take these ignorant comments seriously. Look, there might be a cautionary lesson in LeBron for kids. This is what happens when you attempt to leave high school a year early to join the NBA. And it's always unwise to seek political advice from someone who gets paid $100 million a year to bounce a ball. Oh, and LeBron and Kevin, you're great players, but no one voted for you. Millions elected Trump to be their coach. So keep the political commentary to yourself. Or as someone once said, shut up and dribble.
Now, the one statement that stuck out with me was she said, millions elected Trump to be their coach. Millions might have elected him, but those are millions of idiots. Millions of idiots elected him to be the president of the United States. I mean, if at this point you don't believe that he is just the absolute worst president that the United States of America has ever had, and you are clearly a lost individual and you want to see this beautiful country burn, because he is not good for the country. He's not good for anything. That State of the Union address I heard, he was saying nothing but straight opinions. I don't believe anything of what he said was factual. He calls out the news media outlets for saying fake news. He tweets all the time. He tweets NBA players. He tweets coaches. Sir, you are the president of the United States. Why are you worried about sports at the moment? You need to be focused on world issues before you get us started into World War III. You know what? I'm not going to go on a rant. We're going to go back to Laura Ingraham, because every time I hear his name, it just upsets me and I just can't control myself. So let's go ahead and talk about Laura Ingraham. Laura Ingraham, you are officially probably the second dumbest person behind Donald Trump. Officially the second dumbest person, because people truly do listen to LeBron James. It's not just that people listen to him. People are huge fans of LeBron James. On Twitter, he has about 40 million followers. Kevin Durant on Twitter has about 17 million followers. For you to tell them to shut up and dribble, for you to say that he has no right to make any type of political argument, for you to say he doesn't even need to speak on politics, for you to say he didn't even graduate high school, all these things are so far wrong, I couldn't even make them right if I tried to reiterate it. It just sounds stupid. The man has a platform. The man, LeBron James, is the king of the NBA. He is the face of the entire franchise. When you think of the NBA, you think of LeBron James. I mean, you might think of Jerry West as the logo if we're really getting deep, but you really think of LeBron James at the moment. He is the face of the NBA. And for you to tell the face of an organization to shut up and dribble is completely absurd. Ma'am, you're not the face of Fox News. You're not the face of the crap that my dog takes in the backyard. And nobody's really heard of you. Everybody knows you as just the propaganda queen because all you state is just political garbage. Political garbage. That's it. Laura, you need to stay in your lane. You need to listen to my podcast about staying in your lane because those statements were completely absurd. So since I'm over here thinking about how absurd those statements were and how absurd our celebrity in chief is, let's talk about how absurd the national anthem was during the NBA All-Star game. That national anthem was so horrible. Fergie could not made it good to save her life. She tried to turn, first of all, who asked her to sing? She's a pop star. She hasn't been known for her fantastic singing. I mean, when you think of the Black Eyed Peas, you don't think, oh my gosh, they were just the greatest singers on earth. Who told Fergie that she should sing? And you guys might think I'm tripping, but I would recommend you getting some earplugs or something to prevent your ears from bleeding, because here is the clip from Fergie singing the national anthem.
Perform the Star-Spangled Banner is an acclaimed singer, songwriter, actress, and 8-time Grammy Award winner from Hacienda Heights, California, Fergie.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wave at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming in the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Let's play some basketball.
Whoa, my ears were bleeding just listening to that a second time. That was so awful. And I know she's made a statement regarding her national anthem, but I don't care what she has to say because that was awful. There were literally clips of Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, DeMar DeRozan, all laughing at her. Chris Rock, everybody was laughing at her. It was so bad that the entire crowd was laughing. She said, "Let's play basketball." Barely anybody clapped. I was watching it real time. Barely anybody clapped. That's how awful it was. So I'm not going to butcher her. I'm not going to bash her anymore because I think she's received enough bad publicity from that horrible performance. But she broke the internet. I'm sorry. It would have been a crime for me not to talk about it. It would have been a crime for me not to even mention it. And since I was talking about it, I figured I'd play the clip about it just so you guys can be on the same page as me. And if you thought that was good, you might want to get your hearing checked because that was simply putrid, awful, horrendous. I can't even think of anything else at the moment. It was just bad. B-A-D. So let's talk about who broke the internet next. And it's not necessarily who broke the internet. It's what program broke the internet. And that is the University of Louisville Cardinals. Now, being a graduate of the University of Kentucky, I like nothing more but to see U of L go down in flames. Nothing more. And to lose every game we play against them, and for them to lose every game they play against another team. Nothing more I enjoy. But for them to get their 2013 national championship title and banner stripped from them is absurd. That one hurt me. Like I said, I'm no fan of the University of Louisville. I don't have a problem with the city. A lot of my best friends are from the city. But I got a problem with the university just because I went to the University of Kentucky and that was our rival. But for them to get the banner stripped, it's okay to take away all the games. But to get the banner stripped, I just had to take a moment of silence. That hurt me. That was bad. And I just don't think that punishment is quite fair. So I also took to social media. I did a little poll. And it's been going up and down as the day progressed. I just recently checked it. And 55% said that the punishment was fair. 45% said that the punishment was unfair. Now, I'm guessing that 45% came from my Louisville followers. People that's from Louisville, they bleed black and red. The 55% say that it's fair. I personally, your host Mondo, I don't think that's fair. I think they should have took away the wins, but don't take away the banner. Because whether there was a scandal off the court, that's fine. That happens. It's okay, punish them, take away the games. However, but the kids were on the court playing those games. They earned that banner. That off-court scandal did not affect their on-court play. That's the part where I just have trouble just understanding why they would do that to the kids. If they were bribed, if there were strippers, if there were prostitutes, if Adidas paid them, if the athletic director paid them, if Coach Rick Pitino paid them. That's all off the court issues. They said that a kid, he was a top recruit in high school. He went to the University of Louisville without ever even visiting the campus. It's almost unheard of. Everybody visits. They want to know where they'll be staying. They want to know where the dorms are. They want to know what the gym looks like. They want to know all this different stuff. But they said they landed a top recruit. He hadn't even been to Louisville before. That's fine. That's off the court issues. But the on-court play is what won them the championship. I do not think they should have had the championship banner taken away from them. And what made it even worse, I don't think it could have been made any worse, but what made it even worse was the head coach, Rick Pitino. Not only was he fired, but this man has the 2013 national title tattooed on his back. Oh, man. My question to you guys is, should he get that removed? Would you get that removed? Because that hurts. For you to have a title stripped from you and to still have the tattoo on your back, that hurts me. And actually, Kevin Ware, he took to Twitter earlier today and he said, excuse my language for all my underage listeners. Go ahead and plug your ears. I'm warning you right now. He said, I still got this fat ass ring. So that means I won me a title. And then another guard that played on the team, he came out and said, I don't regret my basketball decision at all. That's real. People genuinely like Rick Pitino. The players like playing for Louisville. The players like the city of Louisville. I think they should still have a banner, but they don't. That's the reality of the matter. The NCAA, as one of my good friends pointed out, is trying to make an example of the University of Louisville. And there will be other coaches that come up, the FBI is going to pursue, that'll get caught up in a scandal. I just hope it's not my school. It could be any other school. I mean, we know that Michigan State's going through it right now, and that's fine. As long as it's not my school, I'm okay with that. But anyways, that is all I got for Who Broke the Internet. So you always know I got to leave you guys off with a quote to keep you guys motivated, and that is, inner peace begins the moment you choose not to allow another person or event to control your emotions. I'll say it again. I had to put a little moment of silence in there so you can actually think about what I just said. Inner peace begins the moment you choose not to allow another person or event to control your emotions. Boom! Have inner peace. Make sure that whatever you're doing is bringing you peace and joy out of life. That is all I have for you guys. I will see you next time on the next episode of the Ice Cream Social. Peace.